California. Toyota dealers of Malley Clifton, joined by the one and only Hall of Famer, big game James Worthy, the 7-time champ, big shot Robert Horry. Guys?
What are you looking at, James?
Never a dull day.
That's not a Bama tie.
No, it's not.
I mean, that's kind of green. I mean, it was the green. That's why that's kind of Celtic. I'm like, I was going like, what you doing, Rob?
Well, unfortunately, I lost a bet to Gabrielle, my stepdaughter. She went to Oregon. I went to Alabama when they played basketball the other day. We lost. She said I had to represent Oregon and
There
wear
are little ducks I see on there.
Yeah, it's ducks. It's
Little
like duck
ducks.
tie. So, Gabrielle, I lost the bet. Here we go. All right, moving on to the show.
Thank you for addressing it, because Gabrielle, he wasn't going
What a good
to.
sport,
So, yes, great sport.
Yeah, it
love
reminds me.
it.
Allie lost her bet to me, and she had to wear my jersey. So, you know.
We are moving on. The Lakers injury report, that's where we begin. Take a look at it. Anthony Davis, he's listed as probable. Good sign here, because probable means you're probably playing after missing the last 5 straight. Austin Reeves. And then LeBron James remains out. This will be his 2nd straight game missed with the Lakers this season. As we get you live to Minnesota, Mike Trudell, he is first on the floor as always, and we say hello to you, Mike.
Hey guys, welcome to Minneapolis. And the good news, Allie, is that we are expecting Austin Reeves to return after 5 missed games. And they certainly need him in this one, with LeBron James not in action for a 2nd straight game. So that's where we started with J.J. Redick, just about Austin and where they missed him, what he can bring.
He's one of our best players, and he's able to provide us with some thrust and some pace in the half court. Another playmaker, another ball handler. You know, you need multiple ball handlers on the floor anytime you play the Timberwolves because of their wing defenders and their pressure. And then spiritually, he's a competitor. So looking forward to having him back in the lineup.
You just alluded to Minnesota's ball pressure. You know, a lot of teams are that you've played recently. What are some of the counters to that? What's most important for your guys on the perimeter, especially to not be taking forever to get into the offense?
Yeah, I think getting stops first of all, so that we can play with pace, looking for our throw aheads and our throw crosses. We can also use AD as a pressure release. You know, a lot of times he is coming in and trailing the play.
All right, guys, so there's J.J. Redick, and you heard him allude to what one of the big keys to tonight's game is. Minnesota's so good with their ball pressure on the perimeter, and then how early into the actions can Austin Reeves and D'Lo get the offense so that the Lakers aren't kind of grinding into the mud, which is what happened last time here against Minnesota. So yeah, make sure to watch that on the perimeter tonight.
Indeed, certainly will be nice to have Austin Reeves back as well. Thanks so much, Mike Trudell. We appreciate it. Obviously, you just heard JJ say that he is not sure when LeBron will be returning. Here's how the Lakers have fared without LBJ on the court, really since being in a Laker uniform, of course. You've seen it over the years. As it pertains to this year, he missed his first on Sunday versus Portland. The team got the W. And so as we wait for his return, the show must go on at Big Game. We just said it. He last played, which would be a week ago today, versus the Atlanta Hawks. And I think going in to approaching 40 years old, season 22, the one thing we do know as we wait for his return is he's a professional. He'll manage this rest and keeping his body sharp in the right way.
Yeah, I actually don't have any idea what the actual status is of LeBron, but I do know this. You know, as you get older, as great a shape as he is and what he does to prepare himself, when you put that much stress and minutes on a body that's had that much miles on it, you know, your recovery time is not as quick as you would like for it to be. So as he continues to play through the sword, you know, foot and all that kind of stuff, it compounds itself, and it's, you know, at some point it starts to get a little sore, and then you have to sit down. So I'm glad he's getting some rest. I never, you know, applied to the 82 games. I agree with Rob. Rob made an important statement I never thought of about him handling the ball all the time, especially in the fourth quarter. It just wears him down, especially when he has to, like, try to get around people. So I'm glad he's getting some rest, because we know who's undefeated. That's Father Time.
Yeah, for me, I look at this situation as people are like, well, he was just practicing the other day. You don't understand. When you get into 10, 11, 12 years, you'll be feeling good one day and wake up the next day and everything hurts.
Yeah.
And think about it. He's been in the league 20 years. So you know you're going to have those days where you look good and all of a sudden you get up like, why is my back hurting? Why is my foot hurting? It's just all the pressure and all the up and down. And you think about it, he's in year 20 and he's still jumping and putting his head by the rim. So that force coming down and landing is putting a lot of wear and tear and shock on his body, especially his feet. So these are times that he needs to sit back and put his feet up and take a break.
This is actually sometime, if you've been watching us, obviously we had the show on Wednesday, which was the first practice back for the Lakers. They were all off Monday, Tuesday, practice Wednesday, then flew to Minnesota yesterday. So it's something that JJ and the staff kind of tried to balance, that rest versus obviously not having some rust. So it's something he's been able to take advantage of this week to a T. I guess the good sign here, moving on, would be Austin Reeves returning after missing the last 5. Where do you think he's been missed the most with this team, that pelvic contusion?
Yeah, well, first of all, I don't think people realize how serious that fall was. I mean, that was a hard fall, but I think they miss his, ability to create for himself and for others. He's just a gym rat basketball player, and he's going to give you 100%. Defensively, they target him sometimes, but he's in your face. I think the three-point shot, his ability to navigate downhill and find others, and I think he could be the guy that handles the ball in the fourth quarter, in my opinion.
Yeah, I definitely think when he's handling the ball, it's better for the team as a whole because he's one of those guys that he's going to play at his tempo. It's a lot of guys in this league that play at their tempo. Luka.
Who is that, Rob? Who is that, Rob?
That's the new look. That's the Pistol Pete. Austin Reeves right there.
You got a new player.
He got a haircut. He don't have to do that thing with his hair anymore. But, he's one of those guys that play at his own pace. He can get to the body. And one thing we always talk about this guy, he's able to get and ones, but that's a sign of great body control. And for me, that's what I'm really interested in seeing because I've had the same injury. And there's a lot of things you can't do that you want to do because you don't have the explosion that you want to, and sometimes you can't cut as quick as you want. So I think for him, he had a lot of time off, so hopefully he's 100, and he'll be good to go, Allie.
We need a heads up when you put someone like Austin Reeves in a headband up on the screen.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he got
I thought someone
cut or
said
something. I don't know. Maybe he got some stitches or something. I didn't know who it was.
By the way, he and Anthony Davis, as we round out the coverage of the injury report right now, are both now made available for tonight. So I do want to finish with Anthony Davis. How about this big game? He needs to be big. We know that. Just 11 days ago in Minnesota. It was his season low at the time, 12 points. And then obviously followed that up with that tough one in Miami. But the first game of the season, Anthony Davis against the Timberwolves, 36. It's clear what version we need of him, but you hope the rest maybe help too.
It's the Gobert factor. I can tell you that right now. Because Gobert's got, 2, 3 MVPs?
4.
Maybe 4. So, yeah, I think that's
defensive player.
Defense, he ain't no MVP now.
I mean, you know what I mean. Defensive player of the year. Well, I think that really gets AD riled up. The only thing, I think, the one thing AD last thing he has to burst through and break through is playing through frustration. When you get frustrated, maybe the ball's not, he's got to figure out a way to play through that, maybe, demand the ball. I know some guys aren't, I wasn't, verbal, but when I had a mismatch and I knew I had something going on, I let Magic know, I let Rouse know. And I think that's the one thing, because sometimes you get frustrated, that's when you have no shots in the fourth quarter. You just kind of, floating around the three-point, setting picks and stuff. So if he could just get through that last, hurdle of just, look, I gotta burst through. Maybe my shot's not going. Maybe they're not coming to him enough. Figure out how to way to get through that.
Yeah, I'm totally with you in that, James. You said it 100 because so many guys, when they want to run the system, you're a guy that you don't have to run the system. Can I use James Harden words? You are the system,
Yep.
And you should be that. You don't have to run a play. There's certain players in this league can break a play at any moment. You are one of those guys. If you don't want to set the pick and roll, you look at it like, no, I'm going to the block. Give it to me, because you have that type of game. So just be a big dog and eat when you want to eat.
Hopefully it remains in a great flow. Last time out, 30-11, 5 blocks versus Portland on Sunday. The Lakers and T-Wolves are coming up at 5. Hopefully Dalton Knecht got recharged this week. The rookie hit a bit of a slump over his previous 5 games, with 7 points per, making 14% from 3. And coming up on